Tim, you want to do it live?
No, I don't. See you.
Well, all right. Goodbye. We're live, everybody. Bet, win, repeat. Friday, August 4th. Nobody wants to be here, but me and Tim are here. So
no, we
that's
want to
right.
be here. We want to be here.
No, yeah, that's true. I want to be here. I almost wore the same shirt. I don't have that shirt in black. We're going to talk about our fashion sense right now. I don't. I have it in gray.
I wanted to be cool, but I could not find my Detroit Tiger shirt.
Well, you're not
so
cool.
I came in with that. I could not find it, so I'm not cool.
As long as we're clear that you're not cool. As long as we're all clear on that. It's Friday. It is bet, win, repeat. I almost said it is game time decision.
Pretty much is.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like game time decision all over again. Nick doesn't show up. Maybe later. Me and Tim are doing all the work. You know how he is. But Tim Earl from Earl Sports Bet stopping by on a Friday. Let us know what's going on in his world. How's ESB doing? I haven't talked to you guys. Well, I talked to you all week, but I haven't been on camera with you for Bet, Win, Repeat in a week. Talk to me about that.
It's been a week. I think it's been a profitable one, so I can't complain. Baseball has been getting better. It's up and down depending on the day.
Fair enough.
I mean, yesterday we had Pittsburgh who lost 14-1, and on the opposite side we had like Seattle that won on one because they hit a grand slam in the top of the ninth and won the game that way.
Yeah.
So faded my Mets yesterday. Royals run line plus 170. Love to see it. This Mets team is garbage. But we're not going to really jump into them because that's that for today. I will be on Baltimore every single game of that series. That's not even a discussion. Yeah. But no, it's been a good week, and I'm excited for football. At this point, I'm just ready for football.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about some NFL real quick. The Hall of Fame game before we get into comments and
talk MLB. The refs had the Browns money line clearly.
I had the Jets. I mean, gonna lie.
I had the Jets.
Is what it is. I did. I kicked myself in the ass like I do most days, but I talked about the over, and then your brother thought I was crazy, and everybody else did too. So I went under, and I changed my mind. I went under, and I had under 34, and then I'm like, oh man, I should have took it over, but whatever. I went back and forth with that. I just overthought it and just wanted to bet a total in football. Yeah. So, I was clearly being a degenerate. Shouldn't have bet it, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But then I thought the value was on the Jets. Yeah. I'll say this. Two things I learned out of that game yesterday is DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I think could be a legit NFL quarterback. And, if things don't work out with Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I thought he was really, really good. I thought he was very versatile. He had 6 rushes for 36 yards. Went 8 for 11 for 82 and a touchdown. I mean, it's everything you wanted out of your third-string quarterback and then some.
Yeah, at the same time, you got to look at it. I'm not putting much stock into the spring preseason games at all because they're against backups. So he's obviously not going up against the guys that he would normally go up against. So
absolutely, I'm just saying
that's why these games mean nothing.
He seemed to be comfortable in
100%
NFL offense kind of situation. So that was positive. And the second thing I learned is that the Jets are never winning a Super Bowl again. That's all. I just want to talk shit about the Jets.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, totally.
All I really want to do.
But there was a trend, and Terry sent it to me this morning, said that my Jets got saved last night. Where is it?
Because Jesus saved?
No.
Doesn't mean
curse of the Hall of Fame game. No team has won the Hall of Fame game and a playoff game in the same season since 2001. So 22 years of no team winning both the Hall of Fame game and a playoff game.
I put absolutely nothing in the stock.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I put zero stock into it, but I thought that was an interesting little trend.
I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart for sure, but I don't think.
But I think the Browns.
Sometimes your trends are a little. So. Sometimes you can get. We can all do this. Sometimes we can reach for a trend and be like,
"That's a lot." Yeah, I mean, it's still an interesting trend that
the Jets have never won a Super Bowl in the same year that they played a playoff game when it was over 72 degrees.
That's a little bit different. That's a little bit different, but yeah, no, I understand what you mean. The Hall of Fame game at the end of the day means nothing. It was fun to see the Jets back in action.
First half, Jets looked
Zach
good.
Wilson had a nice throw. for what, 57 yards or something. And then after the game, he said that was a play call from Aaron Rodgers. So interesting to see there. I think, and this is what I was saying when they first mentioned Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets and the Jets holding on to Zach Wilson. They see something in Zach Wilson. He just needs somebody to learn behind. Learning behind Aaron Rodgers for 2 to 3 years is going to be phenomenal for him.
It's the best thing that could happen in that kid's career.
Correct.
I really do think that. I think, you know who else could have used that? And this is the product we see after the fact, is a Baker Mayfield. I think he's a talented quarterback.
Yeah.
I never think nobody taught him how to be an NFL quarterback.
Correct.
That's the problem. I don't know if you'd watch this series on Netflix, Quarterback or whatever. And if you haven't, anybody out there, I do recommend it.
Nick's watched a little bit of it, but
I've never 8 episodes, and they're like 40 minutes long, or maybe an hour.
I saw like part of one on Patrick Mahomes, but I haven't really watched it.
They follow Marcus Mariota around last year with the Falcons, Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes. Those 3 quarterbacks.
I saw part of Kirk Cousins one.
Yeah, and they all 3. I'm at this last episode was like just the mental part of it, and you know the stuff that they go through. I have a whole new respect for quarterbacks. Sometimes they can be prissy bitches. I'll say that, but like the amount of just preparation week to week changes and everything like that. I mean, I know that with film study and all that, but like the stuff that these guys go through, it's fascinating to watch, in my opinion. And I think, and they talk about that, like how coming in the league, and like Kirk Cousins talks about Santana Moss in Washington, showing him how he treats his body during the season differently than off season, and how it affects him week to week, and with massage and cold plunges and stuff like this. So he learned from a veteran. You know, Patrick Mahomes had that same thing. I forget who it was, but he said
Alex Smith.
Yes. Well, somebody taught him how to whatever. And you don't see that a lot, the mentor aspect of it. For a Lions fan, I'm hoping Jared Goff mentors Hendon Hooker for the next 3 years. And then he comes and plays like a baller. You know what I mean? I think that's something that's lost in NFL talk. But enough about the NFL. Jets suck. Browns are winning the Super Bowl. Let's move on.
I think the Browns are going to win the division, but
I think they finished. I think they finished out of that division. I think they finished third, maybe last. I'm really high on hearing that,
because I think this is one of the teams that people are sleeping on.
A full
year of Deshaun Watson,
one of those
and
people.
The weapons that they have. The only reason why they were not a playoff team last year was because they had Jacoby Brissett for 11 games. You get a full season of Deshaun Watson in there, I think they're going to be a pretty solid squad.
Okay. I put about as much weight in getting Deshaun Watson for a full season as I do Lamar for a full season. They're probably close to being similar teams, other than the point that
yes and no.
Baltimore a little different but the same. I don't know if Lamar can give me a whole season. I don't know if Deshaun Watson can give me a whole season too after only playing 6 games in 2 years.
I think well,
you know what I mean?
He only played 6 games because of the suspension. It's not like it was an injury.
I understand.
If it was an injury, if it was him coming back from like an ACL or like a leg injury or something like that, there's 0 chance I would be interested. He's coming back from a suspension. It's kind of his revenge year, per se. I think it's a good. I think the Browns are going to be.
I could get behind that angle. I just think the Steelers are different. I really like the Steelers.
I don't know. I can't buy the Steelers just yet. I think I'm going to be on the Steelers week 1 against San Fran, but I cannot buy the Steelers just yet.
The Steelers are going to be a team that is a dog like in the game.
Oh, they might be a very good cover team, but I just cannot buy them as a playoff team right now.
And that's fair. That's fair. Let's talk a little MLB. I don't want to talk yesterday's Angels game because I had them not to bat the bottom of the ninth. So
I had Seattle money line. So
there's that. I don't have a whole lot today. I'll tell you exactly what I got.
Let's see how you're gonna do today.
Let's see right now. Probably bad. This was my first yesterday was my first losing day in August.
Yeah, same.
I'm on Philly run line, -110.
I leaned Kansas City. I did not bet it. I leaned Kansas City.
They're on Kansas City. A little bit of a streak here.
They played against the Twins and the Mets, so I'm not really buying into it. But what did you get on the Philly run line?
-110.
Really? Okay.
I got -110 at Barstool.
Okay.
I'm on Houston -1.5 +110 against the Yankees.
I like Houston. Yep. Houston run line. Yep.
I'm on Arizona money line +114.
Yep.
And
not on the site, but yes, I have it.
That's it. And well, I also contest bets. Orioles don't bet in the ninth, -115.
Yep, I have the run line.
Phillies run line.
Yeah, I like those plays. You got a good day lined up, hopefully. Because if you have a good day, that means I have a good day, and we'll all be happy.
Okay. Well, I'm glad everybody's on the same page. Yep. Now that we're clear.
Now that we're clear,
Now that we're clear. All right, so there's your rundown on the MLB. No, Tony wants to know well, not really. He says his play is on San Diego under 8. Under 8.
Yeah, I can see it.
I didn't cap that because the Dodger game was still going on last night, I think. And Dodgers Padres. I'm not a big Yu Darvish fan.
On the road, I'm not. At home, I am.
Yeah, fair, but B. Miller coming in. Bobby Miller. I don't mind this kid. 6-2 with a 4.37 ERA, 1.19 WHIP. But I don't know what he's going to do. It's, the Dodgers are better than the Padres, in my opinion.
Well, yeah. Then why are they a dog?
Exactly.
That's why I like the Padres today.
I
lean that way. I
didn't bet it. I could get behind an under, though. I could see that.
I could too.
I'm not opposed to that. Davis likes Philly -2. Okay. I'm on the run line, so.
Hey, you know what? At least he's not laying -150.
Well, that's coming up next. Spain -21 could be EuroLeague ball, or
is there like FIBA or something?
It could be something soccer related, or it could be.
No, that's basketball. It's got to be.
It's got to be. Well, I'm thinking maybe it's like 2.1 somewhere.
No, FIBA doesn't start till the 25th.
Mike's got the Phillies team total over 5.5 at home versus Lyles. O's team total over 4.5 versus Peterson.
Yes to both.
Yeah,
I'm fading the Mets the rest of the year. Yes, Baltimore.
Double result. Okay.
Yes. First 5 in full game. Yes, I like it.
Reds and over.
Looks like somebody's celebrating Patrick Corbin Day. Yep.
Patrick Corbin Day. Listen, you guys keep putting your comments in. Keep rolling with those, chat. I want to hear what everybody's on. Parlays, teasers, whatever. There's no teasers going on. But degenerate bets and otherwise.
It could be teasers, WNBA.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry. I don't. It's nothing against the WNBA. It's the round ball itself. You can tell.
I can't wait till college basketball.
I get a lot of shit sometimes in comments about me talking crap about the WNBA. Listen, I talk.
You don't like basketball in general.
It's not because it's women's NBA. It's because it's NBA. I don't like basketball.
You don't like basketball. Hey, it's not. There's sports that are not for everybody, and you don't like basketball. It is what it is. Don't sweat it. Haters are gonna hate.
I'd rather watch pickleball.
You're just gonna shake them off.
Shake it off. Tim dropping T Swifty comments. Love it. All right, this is an important conversation that I want to have with you because I'm a little upset.
Yes, Tigers money line.
No, I didn't want to even talk about that game, but I did not bet it, but I want to. But I really, really want to. But Reese Olson is fucking killing me this year. And it's just
the line just screams Tigers to me.
I know, right?
Why is it so low?
Oh my god, I don't want to do it. It's a serious question, Tim. We're gonna go back to the NFL for a second. Coach Dan Campbell from the Detroit Lions requested permission from the NFL league to have a live lion on the sideline during games. And
I think it's stupid.
he was rejected
Good.
by the league. They
Good.
frowned upon it. He
Good.
wouldn't call out Roger Goodell personally, but he said, let's just say the league frowns upon it. Those were his words. That's a quote from Dan Campbell himself.
You shouldn't have a live tiger
Why
on the
not?
sideline anyway, or lion on the sideline anyway. No.
Why not? There's a
Why?
Viking running around from Minnesota.
You're talking about a live animal that can eat people.
Well, he'd be in a cage. Don't be ridiculous. He's not going to. It's not like Dan Campbell's going to have him on a choke chain leash, sitting next to him, holding a clipboard, which would be awesome. But he'll be in a cage. He'll be like a lion tamer.
Yeah, okay.
He'll be like, something like that. Why can't we?
No.
Why can't we?
The answer is no. I think it's stupid.
Chat. Hey, fellas.
The answer is no. I think it's stupid.
Julie,
hi, Julie. How you doing?
First of all, hello. Secondly, why can't I got two things for you, Julie? I got two questions. Don't go nowhere because I got some announcements that I think you'll like too. I'm going to change this to bubble though. I don't like. Oh, that's why I don't like it. That's why it's on minimal. Anyways, hey fellas, hello. Number one, why can't the Detroit Lions have a live lion during games on the sideline?
Really,
I mean, hey, and listen, I'm not saying that it's just the Lions. Why can't like the Jaguars have also a Jaguar in a cage?
Size it's like stupid. It's a U-Haul machine. No,
I mean, not a U-Haul truck per se, like with just the door open. I'm not trying to kill the damn animal. I'm just saying, why can't we have like a cage thing, enclosure for Christ's sake? I mean, a Jaguar, whatever. I mean, you want a better team. You don't want to be the Chargers. You're not gonna have you have a Charger. Dodge Charger on the sideline. You should be sponsored by Dodge for Christ's sake. But I mean, the Cowboys got some jackass running around looking like, the Wild Wild West with a cowboy on the sidelines. Why can't I have an animal? I'm just saying. I think it's bullshit.
I don't. But go ahead. Keep talking.
Chat, Tim. You know how to do this in YouTube.
You're gonna make me set up a damn poll.
Yeah, put a poll. Should the Lions be able to have a live lion on the sideline? Yes or no?
God,
no. Should teams be able to have mascots on the sidelines? If you say yes to that, you got to be able to have my lion. LSU has the tiger. Boom! Game over. Georgia Bulldogs bring in their little dude.
Yeah, hold on. You can't make you can't do the same thing. With
LSU has a tiger, a live tiger.
As a bulldog, that is garbage, dude.
What about LSU having a tiger?
I don't know. I didn't know that.
I mean,
I'm trying to get
pirate running around.
ECU has Petey, but he's
Petey
not
the pirate.
He's got one of the mascot head things. Don't even. And Petey's awesome. I don't care.
I know we're gonna have these nitwit animal rights people blowing up crazy. Listen,
start a poll.
They already protest because
we're
named the Detroit Lions. Because how dare us disrespect lions like that?
As a mascot.
No, first of all,
on the field.
Sheila Ford, owner of the Detroit Lions, has went on record as saying she would love the idea. So ownership is on board. Coaching staff is on board. We just need the NFL to be on board.
I put the poll out.
College teams bring out a bison. I mean, remember when what was it, Oklahoma? Who drove out the wagon?
Oklahoma.
Remember the incident on the wagon when
it's the wagon, but that's a different story.
Is it? It's an animal driving the wagon. You let live horses run on the field. They're wild horses.
There's a difference between a horse and a bulldog compared to a lion.
Okay, what about the tiger and a bison? Now we're gonna go by the evolution, or not the evolution, but the hierarchy of the jungle, because the bulldog's on the lower level of the animal chain above a tiger. There's bulldogs have killed people, I'm sure. I'm making a goddamn argument.
Killed a person? Come on, dude.
I'm Texas Longhorns. Goddamn steers on the damn field. I'm just saying. I voted yes immediately. Never gonna happen. I know it's never gonna happen. I know, but
I kind of agree with I'm not fat, not professional teams. I don't think professional teams should.
oh, we're professional. How dare us like animals?
Well, the college teams, it makes more sense with the atmosphere.
But I want an NFL team that has a college atmosphere. What you want the fans to be professional about shit?
No,
I mean, you know what I mean. I get it.
it's just a different
about
atmosphere
everything.
going to a college game compared to going to an NFL game.
I've never been to a college football game.
I've been to plenty.
Yeah.
Go Pirates. Go Pirates.
Somebody's vacuuming in the other room. Can you hear that?
Only when you're quiet. So no, I can't hear it.
All right. Well, then don't be quiet. Can we not vacuum while Dad works? Thanks. Kids, folks, summer break. Yeah, it's never gonna happen. It's never. I get it. I'm not starting a petition for signatures and shit like that. I'm just saying that I thought it was funny that Dan Campbell actually requested this to the
it would be funny, yes, but I just don't think it's smart. But who am I to say what's smart and what's not?
But Mike's got a question here too. Timmy, I think the Astros are going to take the Yanks tonight. I like that.
Yeah, I like the Astros tonight. Yep.
I think I'm on them run line, but
yeah, I'm on the run line as well.
Julie Carly, Thursday nights, me and you, baby girl. Boom.
Fun.
Bet win repeat after dark. That's what
I'm doing. Do one for Monday night. I'll do a live stream for Monday night game, a 9/11 for the Jets and Bills.
Oh, there you go.
I'll do one. I'm
doing so. Here's the deal with the new bet room repeat after dark show, because I'm so creative, right?
Yeah, fancy.
Actually, I was like, come up with a new name for the Thursday night show. Okay, bet win repeat after dark. And Craig goes, that's stupid. And I go, I know, right? And he goes, I love it though. Whatever. But Julie, stop by on Thursday nights. We're going to do a live watch along for the Thursday night games. Everybody's invited, not just Julie, but Julie, bring a friend. But everybody's got a +1. Thursday night, every Thursday night regular season game moving forward this NFL season, I will be here with a multitude of guests, changing week to week. Probably that guy couple times, if not every week.
Maybe.
If not one that looks just like him.
You're doing the ugly guy too? No, that's rough. You really don't have anybody else?
And the guy with the good hair.
Yeah.
Craig Trapp's going to stop by from time to time. I know he's on the list. Sean Higgs will definitely be on the list as well. Some of our other favorite handicappers, Cam Ross, will be stopping by. Maybe we'll get some Nick Parsons in here and there, and some other guests that are friends of the programs, I'll call them. I know I'm going to talk to a couple other ones. I'm sure Terry Edelman will be on there. I'm trying to get our friend Dave stop by from time to time. Get some other cappers on here too. Yeah. I know you guys are used to seeing all our Picks and Parlay family all the time, every time. But I like to bring in some fresh meat too, get some perspectives from other places. And then we'll live bet. I'm going to try and do this roughly definitely from the beginning of the second quarter to the end of the third quarter. But it'll probably, depending on the game,
may go the entire rest of the game.
Might go the rest of the game. So, Julie Carly, you're 100% right. She knows all the rules. It's BYOB on Thursday nights. Bring your own bets. Don't come here looking for that shit. Bring your own bets. It should be BYOBB. Bring your own bets and beer. I'm going to get T-shirts made. I'm getting T-shirts made. Julie, I'll send you one. In fact, Julie, text me some mailing information for you, because I do have some I've got some Detroit Lenny merch for you.
Oh, Detroit Lenny merch?
It could be a koozie involved. Could be a T-shirt.
I still have the keychain hanging up in my car. I had to take it off my keychain because my key started scraping at it.
I give you one.
I think one of the
one thing
ends
I
is
give
kind of
you in life.
scraped out. But I still have it.
Mike says he went Astro team total over 4.5. I'm down with that. I think they get to 5. I'm on the run line. I just be honest with you. I just think they beat the Yankees by multiple runs.
I agree.
That's kind of where I'm at. USA plus 120. Yeah, so we're gonna do a little drinking, a little betting, a little live action at halftime. And the best thing about this, which I have for 30 days now, for the 30 days, I've had to come up with a legitimate reason why I don't do week 1 of Thursday Night Football to Craig. That was Craig's like, come up, give me one reason. If you're gonna do the whole Thursday night thing, do it every night or don't do it at all, right? Don't be spotty. Don't be here and there with it, okay? So I'm like, all right, it's a commitment. I'm in every Thursday night. Told the wife. Wife said, hey, look, don't make plans for us on Thursday night. This is where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
And then I forgot because I don't know how. Week 1 of Thursday Night Football is the Lions, Kansas City. I kind of wanted to just watch that by myself, folks. So, but I know I did. I'm just saying. I wanted to watch it by myself. I do that when there's important games on. I kind of just crawl in a hole and I'll watch it on my iPad on a screen this big.
No, that's fair.
And sometimes there'll be some. I don't have fun watching the Lions games unless it's an absolute blowout, one way or the other. But
it's stressful for you. I got you.
But so week 1, Thursday Night Football, you can all ride this emotional roller coaster with me against the Kansas City Chiefs when the Lions attempt to make a statement to the NFL.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to try and the over-under on how long before I crack my first beer. Or I might not even drink beer that night. I should drink beer because it'll go a long time. I should, because once I get into the whiskey, it's all downhill. Nothing good comes of that. So that's where I'll be. I'll probably crack a couple beers. I'll probably try and wait till halftime to really evaluate where we're at.
Wait till halftime.
You don't think I can wait till halftime?
No.
How many times do I end the stream and then restart it?
That's a good question.
That's what Mandy goes. I know you're going to drink whatever, but don't go on there and just end the stream because, shit, we're in trouble. Tim, sit up straight. Put a hat on, Tim. Get your hair right. Get your hair right. Everybody act normal in the chat. Don't tell Craig we were talking about anything like this. He's situating his green screen and his green. Craig, it doesn't help. It's not going to make your hair look thicker. Oh, hey, what's up?
Well, if I'm wearing a green shirt, so if I strip the background out, I just have a head. So I had.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, that's not weird at all. Just your head floating around.
Let me just show you what this looks like. I mean, I almost went live on my morning show with this today. Let's just.
Oh, that's
fantastic.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
If I could make it just float like over Lenny's like shoulder,
it's very
and I'll
Halloween.
be like whispering in his ear. Like,
oh God!
Go ahead and take the.
That's exactly what I need.
Take the Tigers tonight.
Yes. Stop.
Yes, Tigers tonight. Yes.
So I've just told everybody about Bet Win Repeat After Dark Thursday nights and how you're going to make me do week 1 against my Chiefs or against the Lions and the Chiefs. God, I can't believe I said that. So
I mean, are you crazy? Are you crazy? I mean, like, is it like? Because when you're a Lions fan and you're never embarrassed because you're not on national television that much. But now you guys are going to have these opportunities at a big stage with expectations. Finally, I mean, like this is. Someone told me they're getting more future bets than almost everybody else combined early season.
Yeah.
Which is always don't be on the teams that are getting like this.
Listen, I don't like that everybody likes the Lions. I definitely don't like that. I don't want them to lose their underdog type mentality. I don't want them to be I don't want them to be favored in it's like the Tigers this year. They're really good, take them when they're favorited, walk away. Yep. But I mean, national TV. I'm used to getting embarrassed on national TV. We play on Thanksgiving every year, so
yeah.
But
that's the early game that no one watches. Like, that's like
true.
I watch it, but I mean, I don't. I don't. I'm not really. I never thought about that. Thanks for putting that in my head, though. I appreciate that because now I can't not think about it. No, I'm not worried about national. Listen, I think my expectations this year are to beat the teams you should beat, which is every one of them in your division, and compete in the teams you shouldn't. Compete with the teams you should compete with. You should compete with the Kansas City Chiefs. You should.
No.
I think you should compete. We'll compete.
Compete. Be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference than
maybe
winning.
cover.
Yeah.
I
got 7 points with them. I'll take the 7 points. It's already done. No problem. And I'll sprinkle them.
I will say, like, they will have some distractions. They'll be getting the rings and, like hanging the banners.
Right? It's a spot.
Maybe first half.
Yeah.
First half, yeah. Or I what's the total on that? It's got to be in the 50s, right?
I think it's 54.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Let's go.
No, it wasn't.
The Chiefs' defense. Let's remember the Chiefs' defense was a lot better last year.
54.
I don't know about. To me, the Lions, their offense is not a question. I don't think they're going to have any problem scoring. They didn't have any trouble scoring last year. Can you stop people? That's like. Can you?
Well, they're
at least slow them
so
down.
their defense got better this offseason, and they drafted well. Their secondary is going to go from being one of the worst in the league, I think, to being one of the top 10. They had some very good additions, and they got rid of a lot of people. And there's a lot of turnover, and I get all that. Aiden Hutchinson, I hope, could be better. There's a lot of what ifs.
I mean, if they're if defense, they don't have to be like top 10 defense. If they're in the top 15 to 18 range, like that's where you need to be nowadays. Because to be honest, you can't spend all of the money on offense. You can't spend all the money on defense. You kind of got to take hey, we're going to usually most teams spend on the offense, and the defense has to play with younger guys. That's why rookie quarterback deals, that teams have to win a rookie quarterback. Joe Burrow, this is the last year for my Bengals, in my opinion, to keep this team together, because once you pay quarterback and then they're going to turn around and pay Chase the next year and T. Higgins, and you can't pay everybody. You just can't. No. It means the defense has to defensive offensive line. That's where the big money's spent nowadays. So you're going to have to go with younger offensive line. Just remember at the Chiefs, remember they lost in the Super Bowl when they had that. I mean, it was just Patrick Mahomes running for his life. Like, it's just part of it. You have to play with younger offensive linemen, and you have to play with younger defense. And the Lions at this point, although Jared Goff makes a lot of money, not compared to like the big quarterback deals now. I mean,
that's why the Chargers are going to have a rough year.
Yes. This is the last. I always say the first year you get paid, sometimes you can make it work because you still have some of these other young guys. But then it's like the next guy that gets paid just pushes you over the edge. Yep. I mean, Justin Herbert, I like him a lot.
He's not worth that much.
He's not worth that much. Like, if you want to hear him, if you're getting $50 million or 45 or 40, it's all the same. Like, if you leave $10 million on the table, that's 3 players that are quality defensive players.
We saw what Aaron Rodgers did in New York.
I was about to say, that's why I'm happy that Aaron Rodgers took a $30 million pay cut.
Oh, look at Patrick Mahomes. He could be the highest paid quarterback. No problem. They would pay him. But he's like, hey, spend that money. That's why he's kind of pissed off right now. They haven't paid, what's his name, Jones?
The
defensive line. They're like, he's like, dude, I took less. And so did the tight end, Kelsey. He took a lot less too. So you look compared to him, to the other tight ends, and they're both like, okay, now pay this dude because he's a dude and he makes a difference. And like, if we're going to take less, then you have to pay some of these other stars. And then, of course, you're going to have to play with some younger players around him. But it's like, he'll be the guy. I think, someone said the other day, a lot of people text me because, subscribers text me directly. And someone said, hey, what do you think of football? And I'm not a big futures guy because to me, I don't like to tie my money up for an entire season unless I'm getting just crazy pay. Like 30, 40 to 1, when you're like NCAA tournament and it's only a month. Okay. But it's just like, there's too much that can happen in the NFL. The one thing I would maybe bet is if I really like the win total, because I kind of feel like you can kind of win it before the season's even over. High or low, like if a team starts 0-5 and you got, you can win the under kind of early, or the opposite.
Yeah.
I think, though, there's 4 teams that can win it this year. 4.
Okay.
Chiefs, Bengals, 49ers, and Eagles. Those are the 4 teams. If you said you had to have a 5th, as much as they never win in the playoffs, I'd have to say the Cowboys.
I would say the Niners are not. I don't think the Niners can be as good as we think.
I think they're going to be
so
okay.
Quarterback situation. Their quarterback situation is rough.
So here's my thing with the Niners.
Everybody. They've won with everybody.
Here's the thing with Niners, though. If the Niners actually, it's this year or nothing for them, because Nick Bosa or Joey Bosa, whichever Bosa's there. I never remember which one, but he's going to want to get paid. And he already doesn't want to be there, I don't think.
I think he wants just to be the highest paid defensive end. And I think he will be. And the good thing is they have young, like
Brock Purdy.
I won't say bad quarterback, but if you have a young quarterback, you can pay a defensive guy the most in football if you have a quarterback that's, I don't know, what does he make, 800,000 or something?
If that.
Mr.
Irrelevant. Do we really think Mr. Irrelevant's going to do it for the Niners?
League minimum is like $750. So
whatever the league minimum is, I'm guessing that's about
sure he gets some kind. I'm sure they restructured it a little bit. I don't think he's really making less than $1 million a year. If he is, then man, you need to pay everybody else while you can, because if Brock Purdy really is the dude that takes you deep in a playoff run, and
who did they pick up as a backup? They picked up
Trey Lance,
Sam Darnold.
They've had Trey Lance.
Lance is on the, like, someone said that he looked so bad in training camp that he was basically taking less than half of the second team reps now. Like.
He's third string quarterback on that team.
They gave 3 first-round picks to trade up for a guy that's played 4 games. I mean, it's like
they don't like him,
and they're ready to move on. Like they're ready to just cut bait.
That quarterback room is Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, and Trey Lance, and you want to know
why the Seattle Seahawks win the division. Thank you very much.
I think Seattle will be about what they were last year, where they're going to probably
be enough to win the division.
9-ish wins. I just think the 49ers have like such they're if you look at their talent on the perimeter, team. They have like 3 running backs. They have like 2 tight ends. They have 3. None of them. I'll say McCaffrey's like all world, and I guess Kittle was like kind of like all world type player. But they just have a ton of them. Like they have multitude. It's like they just kill you with like what do they call that? Like a million, a million little cuts. A 1,000 cuts hurts just as bad as one big cut. That's how they get you. And they just before the end of the game, they just wear you down. And then they have a good defense. I mean, so I'm super excited about the NFC, because the NFC is, I think, 2 teams. Everybody else, it's like somebody always comes from nowhere. Like a lot of people think I've heard a lot of people talking the South, because the South's so average that it's like. I've heard Atlanta Falcons. I've heard Saints. I've heard everybody about the Tampa Bay Bucks, to be very honest. I
think Bucks go over the 6.5 wins. I think Baker has a decent season.
I mean, he's still got Mike Evans. Yeah. I mean, he still isn't bad.
But who's the best quarterback in the division?
In that division?
Baker.
Oh, no.
What is it? Baker. Oh, Derek Carr's in there. But
Derek Carr for the Saints. I mean, and Alvin Kamara.
And you get
Michael Thomas,
the rookie Bryce Young is in Carolina.
Bryce Young is the best quarterback in that division.
Oh my God!
No, he's not. No, don't
he's
even.
Young and inexperienced.
No, I can't say a quarterback's the best in that division without seeing him playing an NFL game. Nope, not a chance.
Dude, we've seen all those other guys. Like every other guy in that division is second tier, maybe third tier. Like Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield at this point. I just like he had that one game, one of the greatest upsets ever, when he like came in midweek and beat the Rams last year, or with the Rams. That was unbelievable. He just can't do that week in and week out. It's like he's his own worst enemy. Like it's like, which is crazy because at Oklahoma he was just like, I mean, he would just put the team on his back.
Bryce Young's not going to make it through the season, I don't think.
Think about how bad the quarterback play was in Carolina last year. Bryce Young is a huge upgrade to that.
Which doesn't mean much.
That's all you got to be.
Doesn't mean
division.
that doesn't mean he's a good quarterback
defense.
because it's an upgrade.
I just think
this is the actual size of Bryce Young right now.
Carolina, the last week,
bobblehead
was in the playoffs up
actual
until the last week of the season. Size. Tampa Bay, remember,
Carolina had a chance, but it was because every other team sucked in that division.
And they're all the same teams this year. Derek Carr came in. Do you think Derek Carr is better than what they had last year? I mean, if so, he'd still be in the Raiders, in my opinion.
I think
the Raiders are to move on.
The Raiders are done
because he wasn't very good.
Josh McDaniels is going to be the problem at the Raiders. I don't think he's going to make it, and he's going to make that team worse.
We'll know this year if Josh McDaniels stays. If they don't,
Josh Jacobs doesn't want to play for him. Devontae Adams wants to be traded out of there.
Yeah, Devontae Adams wants to go to the Jets to meet up with Aaron Rodgers again.
But like the AFC, like the NFC is just so wide open in my opinion, after those two teams. And maybe, like I said, you could throw the Cowboys would be the next. I'm sure odds-wise they're the third team in the NFC. All the other teams are like there's not that many terrible teams, and there's not any high expectation teams. So it should be very interesting NFC. Now the AFC. You could be a good team.
I don't
sub 500 this year. Like there's going to be look at my Bengals division. I mean, every team in that division is going to be good this year.
I like the Steelers to come out of that division. I hate
the Steelers, the Browns, the Ravens, the Bengals, all good teams. You look at the East. The worst team in the East is going to be the Patriots.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, odds wise, and like if you just look at talent, but Bill Belichick's still there, so it's and then you just don't know. I guess at
Miami, it's always going to depend on
who's
injuries.
the guy that went to the Rams and won the Super Bowl? Your Lions guy, Stafford. Okay, so it worked with him that you went and got a quarterback and won it all. It doesn't happen very often that you go get a quarterback and you take that.
Look what happened after too. They've been just
right. Well, I mean they
didn't give up hurt last year.
They didn't give as much as the Rams gave up, though. That's the positive, because Stafford was younger, so they had to give up a little more. But Aaron Rodgers, and I mean, it was like Aaron Rodgers, I'm only going there. If you don't trade me there, I'm just not going to play for you. I mean, he had all the leverage. So I think the Jets, and then he did take a lot less money. That Stafford,
$30 million.
Even Stafford this year, they asked him to take a pay cut. He's like, no, I'm not taking a pay cut. We're going to suck. I'm not taking a pay cut.
Yep.
So
I got a Super Bowl ring. I'm good.
I think the Jets are loaded. It's just, I don't know. It's very difficult to go, from that good team, add a quarterback Super Bowl.
Well, I think the NFC
South. The Jets defense was one of the best in the NFL last year.
Yeah.
I think the AFC North is the best division in football.
Yes. The North and the East are loaded, but the West isn't terrible either. I mean, the Chargers, the Chiefs.
The Chargers are going to, the Raiders are going to take that division.
The Raiders beat a lot of good teams last year and were in a lot of games last year. It's they have some talent, especially if they can get Josh Jacobs back. I don't understand what these guys are holding out for. You know what you're going to get when you're a running back now. You have 4 or 5, 6 years. Get what you can get. Play all. I mean, ask Le'Veon Bell what happened when you set out a year. It didn't.
He said it. He said, "I wish I didn't have done that. I wish I wouldn't have done that."
He's like, I guarantee you wish you had that money now. You were complaining about it, but getting 3, 4, 5 million is not that bad of a deal, especially when you think your career only be maybe, if you're lucky, 8 years, 6 to 8, so it's to me, I get it. I would be upset too if you went from the running back being the most important position in football for what, a decade maybe. And then quarterback play just became, with the rules changes and stuff, the quarterback and receivers just are, it's like defensive ends, offensive linemen, quarterbacks and receivers. Those are guys that get paid now. Go try to get a bunch of money as a linebacker now, as a safety. It's just
no.
And the running back is that position now. The running back is basically a safety now, where it's hey, we'd rather have 4 good average safeties in depth,
rotate them in,
and 4 running backs than 1 unbelievable that gets injured, week 8, and then your season's pretty much over.
Correct. Because running backs are interchangeable.
Yeah, and they're that way in college football too. It's not like it's
quarterbacks are not interchangeable as much.
No,
wide receivers are not interchangeable as much.
Someone said the other day, what if how many quarterbacks are good enough to just win it all, kind of put a team on their back? There's really 5, 6, 7, 8 in the NFL. I would say obviously Mahomes. Obviously, I would say Jalen Hurts at this point. I mean, he had just that year he had last year was unbelievable, even though they do have a lot of talent on this team. I would say Joe Burrow, I
Yeah.
would say, who am I
I'll
leaving
say
out?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, yes, for
Josh
sure.
Allen.
Okay, at Aaron Rodgers at this point of his career,
No.
I don't know, because last year he wasn't great. So to me, it's like you have 4. Maybe you
Although
could argue,
Aaron Rodgers has won the MVP 2 out of the last 3 years, so
right, but last year wasn't good. Now maybe it was
No.
just he was that unhappy last year, and it was so dysfunctional that
Could be.
like he'll pop back. Maybe he would be your 5th. After that, like you think Lamar Jackson is good enough to take your team to like he's won 1 playoff game in all those years, and he's injured the last 2. I mean, I don't think so. Like
So
Deshaun Watson.
I personally would put Justin Herbert in that category, and his worst. The thing that hurts him the most is his coaching staff. I think.
Yep.
I think if you put him on any, I
Well,
would say any
next
other
tier.
team, but if you
But
put
he
him
hasn't
on
won a playoff
every other
game.
team,
I
think
would
he's
take
just as
I
good
would
as
take Simeon.
Josh
To
Allen
be honest,
and
I
Joe
would
Burrow.
take not Simeon, Jacksonville.
Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. I would take Trevor Lawrence above him, but they're both in that next tier, in my opinion. And like to me, there's a lot in that middle tier though now. Matt Stafford.
I'd put Jared Goff in that middle tier.
Cousin Jared Goff. There's a lot of these guys, and you look at their numbers. They put up some sick numbers. Can they do it 4 games in the playoffs? I don't know. Like I'm not paying that guy $50 million. Unfortunately, now you have to. Like you look at what Kirk Cousins makes. I mean, if you are a top tier or you're a middle tier guy, they make the same amount of money because you don't want to be in the lower tier. Like that's the next. That's like you want to be in the top 15 quarterback. If you're in the bottom 15 tier, you can't win unless you're the 49ers, and they can win with any quarterback.
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to work out for them. I think if they win that division, but I don't know if they in the playoffs. It's a whole new season. It's a whole different thing.
Look what they did last year, though. I mean, they won.
And now we have tape on Brock Purdy, though. Defensive coordinators have something to study. Last year, he came out of nowhere. They were like asking everybody, who the hell is this Brock Purdy kid? They didn't know tape on him.
Shanahan, like if I'm Baker Mayfield, if I'm obviously what's his name from the Jets that came over there? We just talked about.
Who? What?
The backup for the 49ers.
Sam Darnold.
So those are you want to go to Kyle Shanahan because if Kyle Shanahan can't fix you, like you can't be fixed.
Yeah, you can't be a good quarterback.
You're out of the league. Although that won't be because backup quarterbacks in the league are like play forever. Especially first round draft picks, it's like they just keep bouncing around forever.
Yeah,
what do they even do?
Some team will want them because
what do you
they're going to trade Lance for a second round pick.
I mean,
that's what you're going to get from him.
Why does somebody? I mean,
if it would take somebody that gets injured, like what team needs a quarterback that is not proven?
Who wants to give up a second round pick?
Someone said Atlanta was a little interested, but they've hung their hat on Ritter in Atlanta. If you bring in a guy that was a former first round pick, now it puts a lot of pressure on him. And when he doesn't succeed, people start calling for his name. And to be honest, Atlanta has a lot of talent. Bijan Robinson is going to be I think he might be the best running back as far as numbers this year in football. Because Atlanta ran the ball more than any team last year in the league. And so they're going to run the ball. And he can go.
He's good. Did you watch that quarterback series on Netflix? We were talking about this earlier. Yeah. And they follow Marcus Mariota around. Yep. And what I learned from Marcus Mariota in Atlanta is he doesn't want to play football, folks. I don't think he wants to play football. He wants to play football, but he has no desire to compete. And that competitive, he's got to have that edge.
To be honest, he should have never. He's a great backup. He was a great backup, and
he's backing up Jalen Hurts in Philly now.
To me, he's a good backup because if you say in a 1-game thing, I have to go to an experienced quarterback like him. I'm as a fan base, I have confidence. I have a chance to win that game. Now, if you said I got to go all year with him, and I'm going to try to win Super Bowl, I don't want to do that. But that's not what you get a backup quarterback for. Your backup quarterback is just to give you insurance for a short term, burst. Believe me, as the Bengals and Joe Burrow went down, I'm starting to look like, oh shit, I'm starting to look who's available for us to go pick up that's experienced because it's over.
Yeah. So did you have a mild? Did you have a
Mike Glennon?
Mild heart attack when Joe Burrow went down a little bit?
I was actually in Cincinnati with Kennedy, and like I mean, immediately, your phone's blowing up text like Joe Burrow, Joe Burrow. I'm like, what? So that you go to the, in the first video when he pulled up, I'm thinking Achilles, because non-contact injuries, it's that kind of thing where they don't put any pressure on it. It's almost always Achilles. So when it said it was calf, I'm like, well, at least we have like a chance to get him back, hopefully week 1 or, early in the season. But now, I mean, it sounds like it's nothing. But the weird thing is the day before they said he had tightness, so he wore that sleeve on it. If you have tightness to the best player on your team, what the hell are you playing on the second day of training camp? Like, dude, you sit out for a couple days. Like, just take your time. We'll see you in a week. Now, maybe it happened in a week too. I guess you never know. But yeah, it was not.
I think it's a really good situation for Marcus Mariota to be in Philadelphia behind Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, because they're also the same type of quarterback. I always like the Ravens last year. What was Hundley for the Raiders last year? Same type of quarterback. I like that because if you have a quarterback that's dual threat and then your next guy is the drop back guy, obviously the plays aren't drawn up for a drop back guy. So he's the same type of quarterback. Jalen Hurts does run a lot. So his chance of getting a member last year, he went down for 2 games? I mean, like,
know your role. That's his role. Come in for those 2 games, win them, compete in both of them. Maybe put yourself 1-1 in them and be happy with that until the guy gets back.
I mean, I'm super excited this year because, like I said, I'm not saying it's parity because I think we actually are getting parity in baseball where it used to be there was 10 teams that could win. You could tell them who at the beginning of the year and the rest of the year didn't really matter.
Yeah. This
year, there's 16, let's say, 17 maybe, that you feel like who do you believe in? I was just saying this the other day to Anna Mears. I said, do you believe in Atlanta right now the way they're struggling?
I mean, Atlanta's gonna be tough to beat. I don't know.
I don't know. But they don't have what I always like is to have a veteran number 1 that I say, hey, I can go get 2 wins every series with this guy. I feel like
that's all I want. Right.
Like they don't have that guy. Neither does Baltimore. I'd say Baltimore is the best in the American League, at least right now. They're pretty hot. Like what other team? Texas would be the next team. I
really like Texas, but Houston. I think Houston's
the team to beat in the West until further notice.
I meant Houston. Sorry, I mean
not Texas.
Yeah, Texas. I thought Texas needed to go get. They got Scherzer. I would have went and got Verlander. In my opinion,
they didn't get what they needed.
Who?
Texas. They needed a bullpen.
They needed a bullpen for sure. And I just feel like their starting pitching has pitched way better than. And they've got if you look at the wins, it's like when they have bad games, they've scored a lot of runs. So it kind of covered up for maybe some bad starting pitching. And eventually, as you get closer and the balls don't fly out, as much as we get closer to the end of the year and then in the playoffs, are they going to win with a pitcher's duel?
Max Fried Chicken.
Very tough. Very
Max
tough.
Fried Chicken comes back tonight and he gets lit up.
Whoa.
You think? I always say game 1, I don't ever bet.
Oh, he comes back today.
I got to see how they come back.
He's going up against the Cubs.
I actually think the Phillies, even though they screwed me on the losing 3, they went to 12 innings the other night and had a lead 9th, 10th, 11th and blew it. I still think the Phillies are I don't mind their bullpen. They have good enough starting pitching, and their offense I think is going to be just fine. Now, it's always tough when you don't win the division, because your margin for error not being at home is it's just so much tighter. But I was surprised. I thought the Dodgers would do more at the trade deadline.
They tried to.
Obviously, the Tigers, Rodriguez. What the fuck? What the F are you doing? And I still think
I have no idea.
Big market teams, the Yankees didn't do anything. Really, the Red Sox didn't do anything. I think these big market teams are all setting up trying to get Ohtani, and they're like, we don't want to add payroll because if we're going to go get Ohtani and we're going to have to pay him $58 million a year for 10 years, we can't have any guys. That's why the Verlander and the Scherzer pickups weren't bad because they're short-term deals that if they work out, you can maybe sign them for another short-term deal, or you could let them go and then go get Ohtani. And I mean, the Angels are idiots. The
Angels are probably the worst run team in
couldn't
sports.
Win with the trades they made. They couldn't beat the bottom 10 teams. If you put the bottom 10 teams in the playoffs and them, I still don't think they could win because They just don't have anything like other than Ohtani and Trout. That is all they have.
And Trout's injured right now, so
and if you're Trout, why are you hustling back? Like this team isn't built to win at all.
no, he's not coming back.
And Ohtani doesn't want to stay. So.
And the Angels decide, we're keeping Ohtani. We're going to buy, so they just traded away their top couple guys in the system to get Giolito. And at the end of the year, Giolito is going to be gone, and so will Ohtani, and they'll have the worst farm system in baseball, and that team is going to suck for 5 to 6 years. Again, I get it. Not like what they've done the past couple of years, though, where, they have a chance. Oh, no, they're going to be Royals bad next year.
But think about it, and I get it. It sucks if you're a team that you have the best player in baseball.
Yep.
Top 2, let's just say. And he is not going to re-sign with you. And you have to and you look at their where they are in the standings, you're like, they're not so far out, especially when they made the first trade, when they were heading to Detroit and they made the trade for whoever it was. They were on a little streak. And I'm like, okay, maybe they swung at one guy. They swung again, and then I don't know. Unless they know something,
for the wild card.
Unless they know something. If they've had talks with Ohtani's people and he says, hey, if you don't trade him, you have a chance, then maybe it's worth it. Maybe, because there's no even if you went and got 3 great prospects for Ohtani, those 3 prospects aren't going to equal him. That's just not going to happen. So right. If you have a chance, you think also trading or keeping him, if you don't trade him, then I can see that. But for all what I've heard, he is not going back to the Angels because he wants to win. Right. And that, like Tim said, there's no they're the worst team run in baseball. They make the Royals and all these other teams look like the Pirates.
I think there's a legit chance that next year the Angels are the worst team in baseball.
I don't know about that because they'll have a lot of money. So they could go get a couple pieces. That $50 million they were going to go spend on Ohtani, they could go get 3 pitchers.
But they're still not going to do anything.
The problem is every pitcher they've ever gone out free agency has been like
a flop.
They always get guys. What's the guys, Rondon or whatever that they got after the World Series?
Rondon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You go get the guys when they have career years, they're going to come back to the back of their baseball cards. When the next year and the next couple of years, and then you've overpaid them a significant amount of money, which is it's okay if you're the Dodgers, the Yankees, or the Red Sox. It's okay. They make so much more money than everybody else.
Right.
The Mets even now. I mean, you have an owner that's one of the top people in the world. It doesn't matter. You can make mistakes and still fill it in. The Angels aren't going to have a payroll.
That million, you can eat up $100 million and be like, whatever.
Yeah, that's pocket change.
Yeah, exactly. I won't go out to dinner this weekend.
All right, I won't get the caviar with my lobster.
Yeah, hold on. But that's good stuff.
What do you think, though, Nick? I'm gonna put you on the spot, or Tim? I'm gonna put you on. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's Tim.
That's Tim. Yes.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Hair. You can't. Obviously, your Mets are out of it, so we don't have to worry about the Mets. Give me the NL and AL pick right now. If you had to, barring odds, just say, hey,
Baltimore Orioles out of the East, out of the AL.
Okay.
To be fair, I've been high on them all year, and I just think that young core, and once Grayson Rodriguez really starts to kick it in, that could be their ace. Yeah. I feel like he has that potential. And then out of the National League, if you asked me about 2.5 months ago, I would say Arizona. Looking at it now, Dodgers, Braves, I don't really see much diversity in the NL. Maybe the Marlins. Marlins have kind of the pitching for it, but I really don't see them getting in. I'm not high on Philly like you are. I don't know who comes out of the Central. The only one I'm confident with is Baltimore, and then maybe they would go up against Atlanta or LA, or maybe if Chicago sneaks in there somehow. But I'm not going to go and pick Atlanta to win or something because there's no value to me in that.
Right. But barring odds, I mean they should be the favorite.
It should be
barring
Atlanta
no
and Houston for me. I'm taking Atlanta and Houston. Houston
like
coming. I got a future on small future on them anyway. And I'm not saying it just because of that, but Texas has been an ATM for me all year, but they're I don't think they can withstand Houston Astros coming. And
Texas reminds me a lot of my Reds, where it's like they're a year early. Like they've got guys that are young that are playing out of their mind a little bit. Maybe this is what they'll be for their career. You don't know. But like they're early. I was glad to see that Texas didn't like mortgage the future to try to go win it this year, because I don't think even one or two guys was going to like put them over the edge and win it.
Max Scherzer's not the answer. Max Scherzer's done.
I think he'll get them in the playoffs, which is I think they wanted to do that.
They're already pretty much in the playoffs. I don't think they win the division. And then when it comes to it, it's a wild card matchup. And if I'm Texas, I want that 6 seed if I have to play the wild card, so I get to go up against the Twins.
Yeah.
Because if Texas goes up against either Tampa Bay or Toronto, I think they're screwed.
I'm not sure Tampa Bay's going to make it. Like this team.
No, Tampa Bay will make the playoffs.
They had the worst record in July.
They're 21 games over 500. They're not missing the playoffs.
Well, they're only 5.5 games up on the wild card, though.
Right.
5.5 games ain't that
They're
bad.
not going to beat the Orioles. Are just a better team. Like they're just more.
The Orioles are the best team.
Top to bottom, they're the best. They're the best team in that division. I think they're going to be there. I think the Red Sox and the Yankees are going to beat up on the Rays a little. Like they're all three going to beat up on each other.
That kind
that's
of
a problem, right? Like only one of them. I think only one of those three is going to make the playoffs, in my opinion.
Here you go, Tim. Your Orioles.
Let's see. I
got 16-1 for them to win the division. So
who's up on Texas? So give me the wild card standings, Lenny, if you have them.
I got them right here. Tampa's up 5.5 games, and Houston's up 2, and then it goes Toronto, and then the Red Sox are down 2, Yankees are down 2.5, Seattle's down 2.5, and then it just goes from there.
So basically, out of the 3 teams in the AL that are fighting, all those teams are fighting for a wild card. Probably only 2 of them are going to make it. Maybe only 1.
Right. So I think Houston or Texas take one of those spots.
Yep.
So then there's only one left between Tampa, Toronto, Boston, and the Yankees.
Right.
That whole division
is making it.
So
although I will say Judge makes a huge difference. If Judge can get back into Judge last year, I think he could carry them for a little while. And I don't know, like maybe I still think Cole's and you do not. Cole's a good enough pitcher that he could win you 2 in every series. You do not want to face the Yankees. Like I would much rather face Boston or the Rays.
You don't want to face the Yankees at the wrong time. Yep. And if they're all on the same page postseason, and then Yankees do Yankees.
Like I thought the Rays, because Glasnow, Eflin, and who am I missing?
McClanahan.
Like those 3, I'm thinking, man, if you had to face those 3, all 7 games of a set, dude, who's beating them? But the last month, those 3 guys haven't been like world beaters, not even like better than average. So to me, that's a worry. I do like their offense, but can they their pitching's got to improve. And they're a team that just
dangerous in the playoffs. The Cubs could be dangerous as well coming out of the National League.
Because
they're one of those teams that they get in.
Miley,
anything's possible.
I think my Reds are going to win that division, though. The Brewers aren't playing great. They're not playing great, and the Brewers don't put up big runs. The Chicago offense has put up a lot of runs lately. Do you think that's going to continue from here on out? I will take the Reds' offense over their offense. Now, the pitching, I like the Cubs' pitching a lot better than the Reds. I think what it's going to come down to is how good are the Pirates and the Cardinals against those 3 other teams that are fighting, because those teams will be the spoilers. If you go to St. Louis and Pittsburgh and you go 1-5 and
I just hope Milwaukee doesn't win that division. I can't stand the Brewers. I just can't, and it's strictly personal. I just can't stand them because every time I bet them, either against or with, I'm on the wrong side. So they are not on the
Christmas. I can't win with them, and they're always favored. It feels like, and I'm always like they're not a 150 minus 150 minus 160 team in my opinion. Like they're just not that good. Now, every time I play against them, they're that good, but they're not usually Burns. Okay, Burns. If Burns is on the mound, it's deserving. He's not in top flight ace, but he's that next level down for sure. Yeah. And I think he's got 1 more year on his deal. I wouldn't doubt if he gets a big trade in the offseason for some of these teams that need pitching, because the Brewers aren't a team that's probably going to break the bank and pay him say 39 to 45 million over like 8 years. So and it's always easier to trade him in the offseason and get more. So I think that's
agreed.
Him and Bieber. I think Bieber is the same way, where he's got one more year on his deal. Both of those guys, because both of those, the Guardians and the Brewers, are kind of like the Reds, where they're just not going to go out and pay $500 million for 10 years.
Correct.
Not named Joey Votto.
Powerhouse division of the AL Central. I think Cleveland wins.
I don't really think it matters.
We should have a bye. We should all
It
those
really
teams
doesn't.
don't get in, and whoever's in that spot, you get a bye. You get a bye because, like,
the Guardians could make noise in the playoffs. I'm telling you.
How?
I don't know. I hate,
like, Bieber hasn't been that
like
guy this year. Like,
Bieber's injured right now.
He's injured, but BB's not been bad. Yeah, they're young guy.
Maybe.
Allen's not been bad, but they're not like great, and their offense doesn't score a whole lot of runs.
I'm just saying they don't have to be great to win that division.
The Twins, I think, are the best team in that division.
It's which one's the shiniest piece of poop out of all the pieces of poop?
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not shiny. I'm just pretty. Tigers all day, every day. That's going to wrap it up for us.
How far are you back?
7.
No.
In that division, if you go on a 5-game winning streak against the teams that are at the top, you're right in it.
And listen, we're with an ace that wants to be in Detroit.
I don't think he wants to be in Detroit. I just don't.
He didn't want
to be in LA.
That was the thing, and he didn't.
I think if it was another Midwest team, he might would have.
He was asked about that, and he said it comes down to family, and I just didn't want to move my family across the country.
Right.
And
it's not like you're moving him. If he went from there to say Cleveland or Cincinnati, another Midwest team that is like city that's more family oriented. LA is a different world.
Right. And he's got kids going into school and stuff, and I get it.
All right, so Tim's on the hook, and I got that, and Lenny says the Tigers are winning the division. I heard it.
Rewind the tape. I've been saying it for how many games have they played? 108 games. 108 games I've said it. So, I mean,
all right, guys.
There's still 60 games to play.
Hey, there's a lot. And like I said, this is the first year in how many years that we can say there's a ton of teams that excited to see the playoffs for once. Once, I'm excited to see. And we got to return to football in last night's game. I was on the wrong side of that one, so I was pissed off.
We were all three of us.
We were on the wrong side.
It's my own fault. I apologize. I was at a bar while not watching the game, and I said 13-0. Can't lose this. No one scores in the Hall of Fame games. Next thing I know is 13-7, 16-7 at half. I'm like, all right, it still feel good.
16-7 at half. I knew I was screwed.
I was like, I started doing the math. I'm like, oh shit. They're not kicking. They're probably not going to kick any field goals. They're only going to go for it from here on out. So
yeah.
All right, guys.
First half Jets was the bet. Thank you, Craig, stopping by, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. We're out. Bet Room. See you next Monday, 1:00 Eastern.